C Fan Sports, a sports show that is dedicated to the Seattle sports fan. My name is Dave. This is Kevin, and this is Mariner Weekly. And Kevin, I'm feeling a little trade coming on. Anyway, before we get into all that, make sure that you guys smash that subscribe button, turn on the notification bell, give thumbs up, give us thumbs down, depending on how you feel that we're doing. Also, make sure that you drop some comments in the comment section down below. Make sure that you tell us what you guys want as far as a trade or somebody that you feel is off limits for the Seattle Mariners to trade, because we're about ready to dive right into a couple of players that we feel that the Seattle Mariners should trade for. Okay? Sure. So before we do that, let's go ahead and set the parameters. Kevin and I have gone for a position player, and we have gone for a pitcher, each one of us, starting pitcher that we feel will be able to start in the 2022 season. Mm-hmm. All right, Kevin. So let's dive right in. We flipped a coin. I called heads. It landed on heads. So I'm going to start. I know, right?
Wow, that's news to me.
So I'm going to start with my pitcher that I think Seattle should trade for, and I'm going to give you my trade scenario. My pitcher that I think Seattle should trade for is Kyle Hendricks from the Chicago Cubs. He was a leftover of the starting rotation that went to the World Series. Yeah, last season his ERA was high, but I understand it had to do a lot with the defense that was behind him. So a 4.54 ERA. He went 14-6. He had 13 games, Kevin, in a row of 6 innings pitched. There is club control on him till 2024. He's got a 1.9 WAR. Now, Kevin, we're going to have to give up a little bit for him. So I think that Emerson Hancock, a Taylor Trammell, and a Dylan Moore type of a situation would be good. What are your thoughts on that trade, Kevin?
I don't know a ton about him. So, I'm not a big fan of getting rid of both Emerson Hancock and Taylor Trammell. However, in order to get some good quality players, we got to give up some quality minor leagues. The thing about Taylor Trammell that really intrigues me is he's still very, very young. And with Kyle Lewis having knee issues, Taylor might be our center fielder next year. So
got a solution for that too, Kevin.
Wow, check you out.
Little coming attractions, if you will. So, Kevin, give me your. Oh, go ahead.
No, go. So it's a trade. I'm open to listen to anything. So.
Well, look at you, open like Jerry, open like 7-Eleven. All right, Kevin, who's your starting pitcher that you're going with?
Luis Castillo.
All right.
Who ended up having the year. I mean, everybody's talking about this guy. He's Reds pitcher. He's on the trading block. Everybody knows it. Everybody's going to be going after this guy. He had a 4.8 WAR, a 3.98 ERA, 3.75 FIP, 192 innings pitched last year. He had a 3.6 walks per 9, I guess, which I thought was a little high because his normal average isn't that high. And he had a 9.2 strikeout per 9 innings. The nice thing about this guy, he had a 55.6 ground ball percentage. And so I'm telling you, I really like this kid. I don't know how long we'd be able to hang on to him, but I would like to get rid of, our trade for. We got extra bullpen help, so let's get Drew Strickenrider. Mm-hmm. I'm willing to throw in Dylan Moore. I think the Reds could use a decent second baseman. And to top it all off, I think we'd have to give up our number 8 prospect, Connor Phillips. So that would be what I would think we'd have to do to pick up Luis Castillo.
All right. So Kevin and I have recorded 2 trades so far. I brought over Kyle Hendricks. Kevin has put Luis Castillo in the starting rotation. They would be at the top of that rotation. Both of them would fit nicely.
Yep.
We're not really, other than Dylan Moore, we really haven't given away too much of the same stuff away. So let's go ahead and move on to those position players. And since I went first in the first round, Kevin, I'm gonna give the floor to you.
Well, I'm going to do one exciting trade right now.
Oof, exciting.
The A's are blowing up. They are getting rid of everybody.
It's a fire sale, Kevin.
It is a fire sale. I want to trade Matt Olson and Frankie Montas for Evan White,
Okay.
Justice Sheffield,
Ooh, all right.
Zach Deloche,
Okay.
Sam Haggerty, and somebody I really don't want to get rid of, but we might have to sweeten the pot is Levi Stout, who is our number 9 top 30 prospect. And I know Zach is number 6. So we would have to give up a ton in order to get these guys. Let's talk about Matt Olson. He is a first baseman, bats left, throws right, going to be 28 years old. He had a 5.8 WAR.
Okay.
271 batting average, hit 39 home runs, had a 371 OBP, a 540 slugging, and a 911 OPS. And he's under team control till 2023. So we have him at least 2 more years. If we could, then we could sign him long term or figure out what to do. And then Frankie Montas, will be 29, right-handed pitcher. He is a starter. He's got a 3.6 WAR, a 3.37 ERA, 3.37 FIP, 2.7 base walks per 9, and a 10 strikeouts per 9. And he pitched 187 innings last year.
Wow.
So those 2 guys are the guys I really want from Oakland. Really, really badly.
Not Chapman?
I like Matt Chapman. He is an outstanding defensive player, but I don't need another Kyle Seager. If you look at his history of his batting average, he's just a mediocre batter, kind of, unfortunately, like Kyle, with less home runs. So I would have rather kept Kyle than bring Matt Chapman in. I know everybody.
Let's pop in the bat. Okay.
Yep. I know everybody else is going to be mad at me for saying that, but that's what I believe.
All right. Sounds good. The last trade we got in the books here, I think, is going to be Brian Reynolds, center fielder for the Pittsburgh Pirates. Kevin, the Buccos have this kid. They're in a rebuilding phase, just like the Seattle Mariners are. He is 26 years old. 4.5 million. He's got 4 more years of club control. He's had 24 home runs last year. He had 90 RBIs. He had a WAR of 5.5. 8 triples, led the major leagues last year. So this kid is going to cost Seattle a ton. You're going to be talking again about names like Evan White, Taylor Trammell, Emerson Hancock. There's going to be a lot of different players that they're going to have to put. I mean, you may have to throw in, and I know you said he's untouchable, but George Kirby may have to be in this deal. It's going to take a ton to get him, but he will round out that outfield. So that puts Haniger in right. It puts him in center field, and then it puts Kelnick in right field, which would give you got an absolutely stellar outfield. You move Toro over to third base. You bring Simeon in at second base, J.P. Crawford, and then Ty France. I mean, boom, lock it up. I'm happy with that starting team right there. Kevin, your thoughts on Brian Reynolds?
Outstanding ball player. He's going to be hot, just like a couple other guys out there that I really would like to have. My concern with a center fielder, and I'm not saying that we have a plethora of outfielders. I'm not saying that. They're going to try to extend Mitch Haniger. Then you got Julio Rodriguez coming up. Then you also have Jared Kelnick. I don't think spending that much of your minor league system for a center fielder would be the best thing to do, but I'm not against anything. I'm open. I mean, anything to make this team better next year and for the next 5 years, I'm all over that. So if we do have to give up a lot in order to get to a World Series, then yeah, I'm going to keep my ears open and I'm not going to be negative about anything. my haul given away to Matt Olson and Frankie Montas is kind of a lot too. I mean, I hate getting rid of a couple of really, really quality players like Zach Loesch and Levi, but we know we're going to have to give up in order to get some quality guys.
Oh, absolutely. We're going to have to make some trades and we're going to have to be active. But, bringing back a Brian Reynolds, bringing back a Kyle Hendricks, bringing back a Luis Castillo, bringing back the Matt Olson. These types of moves are moves that teams that are ready to make a World Series push do.
Correct.
These are unfortunately, yeah, we would love to build from within. But you have got to make these. You've got to have to go out and get a Marcus Semien.
Yes.
Okay, that type of move has got to be done.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying it could be Story, it could be Semien, but from everything that I hear, I think they're going to go all in, push their chips to the table for Marcus Semien, and I think that they can go out and make a trade for a Brian Reynolds or a Matt Olson or whoever it would be to go ahead and add that extra push. And then at that point, that's going to be at least the amount of games it's going to take to get over the Houston Astros. Kevin, this is an exciting time of year.
It absolutely exciting time of the year. And, like I said, it's hard to try to figure out what Jerry's thinking. But, everything we talked about, there's a lot of team control on all the guys that we brought up. And I think that is what Jerry is still looking for. He's still looking for 2 to 5 years and make a huge push because we have to have those quality players that we kind of spoke about on this team. I mean, we have to in order to win. I still think they're going to go out and pick up a free agent starting pitcher.
Yep.
I think they're going to put all their eggs in the basket and try to get Marcus Semien. If not, they'll have to retool and try to figure something else out. I don't think they're afraid to spend money, and I don't think they're afraid to trade off some of our capital in the minor system as well.
Every one of these guys are in the DNA of what Seattle Mariners is trying
Correct.
to do. As far as the club control, as far as the age, as far as, and the reason that, and I know Kyle Hendricks is a little bit older, but I think that we have got to get some guys in there that have got some experience playing in the postseason.
Yep.
I honestly feel that a guy like Kyle Hendricks is going to be absolutely key to the success in September and October of 2022. I believe that in my heart. You've got to have those veterans.
Yeah, I also I also think there's another guy out there that we talked about a little bit, and he's with the San Diego Padres. I mean, Blake Snell, a local kid from the Seattle area, went to Shoreline. He's had kind of really tough last couple of years, but he turned it around in the second half of last year. And I just think this left-handed starter could be another guy that we kind of go after and really try to, somebody Jerry would like to have.
Did you just give us a bonus trade, Kevin?
I didn't trade because I don't, I'm just throwing another guy's name out there that could be somebody that I think would fit.
You only get bonuses here on CFan Sports. That was a bonus. We just threw that in for the heck of it. We said 2 pitchers. Kevin gave us 4. I see. This is fun.
No, I gave you 3. You gave 1. So.
Oh, all right. So something like that.
Yeah.
He's just throwing players around. I don't know.
Throwing players.
Kevin.
I'm doing a massive bundle with Matt Olson and Frankie Montas. So.
There you go. All right, you guys. We only got 2 words left for you. What are they, Kevin?
Go Mariners.
There you go. Peace out, everybody.